Hello. So good to meet you at this global motivational meeting. We are reading World Scripture book that inspire billions of people, families, communities, countries, and the whole world, and will help you to just read them and practice. We are reading all the book from the beginning. Please find all of the chapters at our message to be in the channel, and let's read further about how to live a good life and how to distinguish good and evil. How can we one distinguish good from evil? Are there universal indicators behind within or consequent upon an action by which one can determine whether it was a good or an evil act? What is the difference between a good person and an evil person? Good and evil may be distinguished outwardly in or inwardly. Some passages distinguish good and evil by their root in the self. Good deeds are motivated by the conscience, while evil deeds satisfy the body desire. Other passages distinguish good and evil by the mind's purpose and intention. Discerning good and evil may be difficult, however, if we cannot fathom the mind's intention and there is no clear outward indicator to go by, and the end of an affair may take time to develop. Here there are passages calling for patience until the matter bears fruit, at which time good and evil will be evident. Father Moon discussed these ways of distinguishing good and evil, but he mainly fixed on an objective standard. Goodness is altruistic and seeks to benefit others, while evil is self-centered. Goodness is selfless and altruistic, while evil is to gratify self desires. Every selfless act, Arjuna, is born from the eternal infinite Godhead. God is present in every act or service. All life turns on this law. O Arjuna, whoever violates it, indulging his senses for his own pleasure and ignoring the needs of others, has lost his life. Every man must decide where he will walk in the light of creative altruism or the darkness of destructive selfishness. This is the judgment life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? There are among them some who wrong their own souls, some who followed a middle course, and some who are by Allah live foremost in good deeds. That is highest grace. Whoever seeks by whatever means merely the happiness of cycle existence for personal ends, he is to be understood as a mean person. Whoever reverse deeds done from base motives and turns back the happiness of worldly pleasure for the sake of his own liberation, that person is called middling. Whoever wishes to eliminate completely the suffering of others through his own suffering, that is the excellent person. It is greatest happiness of the greatest number that is the measure of right and wrong. Further, let's see quotes from the second coming Messiah, Father, Sun, and Moon. How do the directions of good and evil differ? Good always centered on God, the absolute being, or put himself in the other person's shoes. Evil centered on the self, or put itself in the subject position. What is good? It is to advance the purpose of the whole by sacrificing yourself. What is evil? It is to put everything toward you. Does good and evil have different directions? Your body wants to do everything it desires, while your mind tries to restrain you from acting to satisfy the body. Thus, they all also have different direction, one good, another evil. For human beings, the most important thing is to be able to discern between good and evil. Yet, until now, the standard for determining good and evil has been unclear. Evil is to present the conditions that enable Satan to accuse human beings. What is sin? It is something that provides grounds for Satan to accuse. Christians, more than anyone, must know clearly what is sin, especially the root of sins. Evil begins at the human fall, when not only Satan but also Eve thought, I will be the subject partner, I will be the center. God's principle of creation is to live for the sake of others, while the attitude of living for one's own sake is Satan's nature. You must know clearly the origin of good and evil. An evil person tells others to live for his sake. God and Jesus work to subdue this kind of spirit, which is why they teach us not to be arrogant, to sacrifice for others, and to serve others. How do we determine if someone is good or evil? It is where he or she lives for the public purpose or for individual purpose. That is the norm of human ethics. A good person sacrifices him or herself for the sake of other, while an evil person exploit other for his own her own benefit. This is my way of teaching about good and evil. There are two basic types of people in the world. Those who think and act altruistically for the sake of the greater good, and those who think and act to benefit themselves. Most people do not like to think about the world and act for its benefit. They prefer to think about